You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this organically. No script. I'm just gonna talk from my heart. What you're currently looking at is Crackdown 1 gameplay. Just look at it. Just look at it. Look at it. Enter 2019, Crackdown 3 arrives on the scene, and it is pulverized by the critics. I want to say really pulverized. Like, if you take a scale 1 to 10 and you say a chick is a 6, that means she's mediocre. So by all accounts, this is a very mediocre game. If you look at the user score, it's got a 4.4. People, I would imagine that a lot of those scores are people that haven't even played the game, and for whatever reason, it makes them feel better with themselves. I don't know what it is it's doing, but for some reason they feel the need to go and downvote this game. I'm going to tell you, this is not a mediocre game. This is a surprisingly good game. This is a damn fun game. Now, am I going to sit here and bullshit you and tell you that this is God of War caliber gameplay right here? Of course not. Am I going to tell you that this is balls to the wall action? Absolute fun, absolute pandemonium. You get your boy in co-op and start playing. People, this is an absolute blast. It's a sequel to Crackdown. What were you expecting? Like, tell me, what were you expecting? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you see the Cloud advertisement with all that destruction and you bought into that nonsense? Let me tell you something. I saw the Cloud back when OnLive came out, and I knew beyond the shadow of a doubt there was no way in hell they were going to deliver what they showed at that E3. I'm not excusing them. I'm not damage controlling. It was bullshit. They never should have showed something that they can't do. I'm guessing they felt like, for whatever reason, they could do it. They fell short, extremely short, and decided to just make a fun Crackdown game instead. They should have come out and just apologized, said, look, the Cloud's not where we thought we had it, and instead we're just going to focus on making a good Crackdown game. But instead they tried to save face, and they released that garbage multiplayer, of which I'm never even going to bother to touch. I'm never even going to touch it. People, the multiplayer is abysmal. I've seen it. Those buildings aren't even buildings. It's ridiculous. We're talking about the campaign. Now, it does tend to get a little tedious. It can get tedious. Here's the problem. People were rushing to review the game and they played it straight through. And of course you're going to get bored. You can't just have constant explosions, gunfire without it getting tedious and boring. There needs to be a balance. And that's why you take breaks from games like this. A guy told me on Twitter that I take an L for that because you have to take a break from a game. I got news for you. About 95% of the games that I play, I have to take breaks from. Even your beloved Spider-Man, I had to take several breaks from that game. In fact, those missions where you're doing the stealth shit and not playing as Spider-Man, I had to force myself to finish that game because of those sections. I never once felt forced playing this. Now, there wasn't, I put it on hard because I listen to reviewers. There's no challenge. It's an easy game. It's mindless fun and this and that. I put it on hard and I wasn't having fun. I was being bombarded by hundreds of soldiers at the same time. My shields are going down with the quickness and I got to keep running away and let my shields recharge. Not very fun at all. So I'm having to utilize the lock-on aim. It's getting very, very tedious. Jumping around, locking on, using my rocket launcher, rinse, repeat. I said, okay, this ain't no good. Then I enter a co-op game with my man Blaze 4K. We start playing co-op, and he's drastically underpowered, and I'm like Superman over here. The size difference is funny in itself. So we're playing, and I'm having an absolute blast. So when I go back to my own game, I put it on normal, and because I went into his world, it overrided my world, so I had to do a bunch of shit over again. I got 15 hours to beat this because I had to start over. So if you're going to run a co-op game, make sure you do a new world. Don't override your save progress. So I'm doing my old world now, playing on normal, and I'm really trying to not use the auto aim. You're going to see from this gameplay here, I really try not to use the auto aim. I do it sometimes, especially with the revolver, because I'm trying to be John Wick and pull off those quick headshots, and it's kind of like Red Dead, auto aims, and then boom, you do a quick headshot with the quick burst of the thumbstick up. But this game, man, it's got it all. It's got so much shit to do. So much shit to do. Look at those platforming puzzles I was just on. It's got rooftop races. It's got car races. All the shit that you loved about the original Crackdown is in this game. And damn near all of it is done better. The music. The music is good. Listen to this.
Scanners show a single agency threat. Deploy a full squad and neutralize the attack.
Now, are you going to sit there and try to tell me that that didn't sound completely and totally awesome? That was one of my favorite tracks, especially when I'm going through with a Magnum unlocked, just pulling off headshots like nobody's business. Now, I only use the lock-on for 2 of the handguns and sometimes to shoot down drones, but everything else was free aim. And the free aim, sadly, is flawed in this game. They want you to use lock-on aim, so much so that when you free aim, your accuracy, it actually decreases and your bullets spread out more, which sucks. It's still manageable, but it sucks. But the vast array of weaponry at your disposal here, it's absolutely fantastic, people. So many different kinds of guns. Handguns, machine guns, a force gun, like on Dead Space, that sends your enemies flying. Cryo grenades, cryo shotguns that freeze your enemies, and then you can smash them. T2 style, like the way Arnold did with the T-1000, only he used a gun. You can use your fists. Electric grenades, laser beams. They even have a damn tether gun, like on Just Cause 3 and 4. Although, I'll be honest, it doesn't work near as good. They got a damn black hole grenade, people. Just whatever weaponry you want to accommodate any playstyle you want. So you can knock heads the way you want. Tired of using guns? Hell, throw shit. You can pick up so much crap. Explosive barrels, cars, trucks, tanks, rubble, robots. Pick it up, throw it into your targets, and watch the enemies go flying. Hell, pick up the people and throw the people at the people. This game even lets you smash civilians, unlike some other games. Spider-Man. It's really any way you want it out here, ladies and gentlemen. And I can totally get behind that. Even the physics are surprisingly good. They ain't no Red Dead 2, but they're good, man. Look, I like the game. The game will take you high as shit, too. And I mean, like, I hate heights, okay? But some of these heights, they make you uncomfortable because you die if you fall from high enough. So you go to getting too high, it's like, oh, shit, where's my damn parachute ability? But the heights are impressive. The performance, rock solid for 30 FPS. Anytime I notice the stutter is when I was playing co-op. And I'm going to chop that up to lag, especially lately because my internet's been messing up. The game does, I hear it, oh, damage control coming to the ring. The game, it does a good job of progression. I always was wanting to collect the next orb so I can get bigger, stronger, faster, empower the player, not hold him back. I had a blast with the game. It's definitely not perfect, okay? Flaws would be you can't fast travel in combat. There won't be any enemies around, and the game won't let you fast travel because it says you're in combat. You automatically vault over stuff like a narrow bridge when you're not trying to. That's aggravating. This is a huge problem. X to pick up an enemy is the same button that switches weapons on the ground. So there's a weapon sitting on the ground, you go to pick something up, and you pick the weapon up. That got very, very aggravating. There should have been a different button, but whatever. It's little aggravating shit that damn near every game has. I think this game did exactly what it set out to do, and that's make a fun Crackdown game. if I were to score the game, I'd give it a solid 7. Hell, maybe even a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, it ain't as pretty as something like Red Dead 2 or God of War. It's definitely very underwhelming as far as the story goes, but who in the hell plays Crackdown for the story? Let me collect some orbs, rooftop racer, pile driving, hair on fire, force gun blasting. Can you smell? That was lame as fuck. What Crackdown is cooking. Alright, everybody. I'll holler at you later. Embarrassing.